Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's called Full Pair. What's my update? I guess jiu-jitsu has been going really good. So I've been doing a lot of climbing, running, and jiu-jitsu. Pretty much all week I'm just on the go a lot. It's weird because I don't have a 9 to 5 or anything like that, but I feel like I do because I've just been doing so much like physical activity. So that's been keeping me pretty occupied. Jiu-jitsu is a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna keep it going as long as my body doesn't hurt too much. Like the first day, I'm not gonna lie, afterwards for like 2 or 3 days I was sore, but I guess that's just from starting a new sport because I started to feel okay a little bit after that, and then the next class I was a little like I was sore as fuck for the one day, and then it was okay after that. So I think that my body's actually getting used to it pretty quickly, and it's probably from the other active like physical activities that I've been doing, but it's been counterbalancing with a lot of the muscle groups that I use. So like yes, climbing does translate to jujitsu, but a lot of the pushing is not translating that well. So I'm quite sore when I'm like trying to, pull guard and like push people off of me and try to switch. Like we'll do drills where we'll start off in full guard. So you'll be on your back basically, your opponent will be on top of you, and your opponent's goal is to break your guard and get like a side mount or a top control. But then your goal is basically to I don't know, flip them over and try to get like same thing, full mount or side control. And those ones are the ones that kill me because I'm like trying to fucking get a guy that's usually heavier than me. I'm one of the lighter guys in the class. Try to like take him out and flip him over, and like and any kind of hand or foot that's posted, I gotta basically pull and yank with my leg or my hand, and then as I do that, I just flip them over. So yeah, but basically my first like couple classes I've done was pretty much just basic stuff like guard and passing guard. So it's pretty cool, like being able to get the fundamentals, somewhat down. And I'm hoping to practice a lot of the fundamentals just to gain that base level foundation. And then I'll probably start doing the fancy stuff after that. I do want to start like practicing Imanari's right away just because of how cool they are. They're pretty sick. But yeah, that's jujitsu. Climbing, I'm actually just getting back from climbing. I just sent one of my projects, so I'm pretty happy about that. Weirdly enough, even with everything that's been going on, I've been climbing stronger, weirdly enough. You'd think I'd be exhausted or destroyed, but I find like when I'm gaming a lot and then I go to climb, I think I'm better off after I like work out and then I go climb. I don't know why, but this is how it's been lately. Felicia is still in Europe, so she's gonna be gone for maybe another 2 weeks. By the time she's back, I don't know how her climbing's gonna be because she's really into it too. So we'll see there. But yeah, congrats to Eric for landing that job. That's really cool. Like I'm really happy for you, especially because you didn't really have anything. I can only imagine what that's like, man. Like having to pay rent or having to like adult and then all of a sudden you lose your job. Like how fucked would a lot of people be? That would, yeah, that must be tough. But yeah, it's good that you're able to find a job pretty quickly. And you're a pretty charismatic guy, so it's probably easy for you to like talk to people and find your way through things. So that's good. And yeah, what else do I have? I'm just in a rainy ass car right now. It's just the weather's been so bad and so lame. Very Vancouver. But you know, it's easier to sleep. Like there's always a plus, I guess, and easier to game at night without all the heat. Something that I just started doing as well. I also finished Final Fantasy, which is pretty. It was a good game. It was a really good game. I still am very meh about the combat because a lot of the combat is pretty much just like you need to play a guessing game. Like the second to last boss, I won't spoil it too much, but there's a move that's very specific that works against him, and like all other moves just suck balls, and there's no way to beat him unless you guess that move. And it even says when you use there's like a thing that you can do where you assess. It's like a skill called assess. So you use that, and then you can like basically figure out the enemy's weaknesses, and it tells you, okay, he's like resistant to this, weak against this. But under the description, it said there is a move that you can use that will absolutely body this guy, just to paraphrase. But it doesn't tell you what the move is. And it just so happens that the move is actually set to a specific weapon as well. It's not like just like a regular move from one of the characters. So like, man, I looked it up. I'm not gonna lie. I just straight up was like, no, I'm not gonna just play this guessing game and try to figure it out. So I'm definitely way more into skill-based combat, I think, than I am into the kind of RPG style combat. But the story was kick-ass. It was like I was watching an anime, and all the characters are so well fleshed out. The models are so impressive. The freaking lighting and like the textures in that game. It's such a pretty game. And I played the whole thing on Steam Deck, and it's like gorgeous, and makes me kind of blows my mind how well the Steam Deck runs games, because that's a relatively new game. And I was running that at about 50 FPS. I'm not sure what the settings were, but having the HDR and the OLED made the game look so beautiful. And I like how the Steam Deck fits in my hands and stuff. It's great. So now that I've done Final Fantasy, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the DLC. I'm kind of meh about it. It's like the Yuffie DLC or whatever. It comes with Integrator, the one that I bought, but you can't really get it on PC without the DLC, so they just kind of came with that. But I might skip it. Who knows? It's not too long. But I've been like kind of dabbling around, just doing a little bit of research, looking for other shit to play. And I'm looking at Diablo because it's on sale. But I'm not sure if you guys have ever felt this way. But I'll tell you, like, this is how I feel about Diablo. I feel like it looks like I really want to play it, but it looks boring. I don't know if you've ever had a feeling like that, but yeah, I that's the feeling I get. I see the game and it looks really pretty. I'm so interested in trying it and playing it and stuff, but I kind of know I would get bored pretty fucking quickly, because it's kind of like Final Fantasy in a way, maybe to a lesser extent, but it's just there's not a lot of skill. I could be wrong, but it just appears that there's not a lot of skill involved in the combat. And that's why I love games like Lies of P and Sekiro, because you could just not level your guy and you could still beat the game. It would be hard as fuck, but you could absolutely still beat the game. Just you gotta get good. Whereas with games like Final Fantasy and Diabs, you just have to have like more powerful skills, and the more powerful in your character and the more you've grinded the game out, that kind of determines your effectiveness in combat a lot more so than skill does. I'm sure there's still some skill involved, but yeah. So I don't know if anybody has suggestions on like cool shit to play. I was kind of like checking out V Rising that Michael's been talking about, so that looks pretty cool too. But yeah, if anybody has any suggestions, I'm open to it. But yeah, I think that's my update. I hope everyone's having a good week and has a good week. I'm a little bit late on this update, I know. But yeah, I was not even busy yesterday. I was just so lazy. I was playing Final Fantasy. Anyway, have a good rest of your evening, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.